The ideal firearm is one which is lightweight, has little felt recoil, decent stopping power, excellent capacity, solid accuracy, and of course, flawless reliability. And for some people, that weapon is the Keltec PMR-30. But is it true? And can this gun live up to the hype? Well, let's take a look and find out. The Keltec PMR-30 is a magazine-fed, locked breech, semi-automatic handgun chambered in .22 Winchester Magnum. The PMR-30 features post and notch style fiber optic sights, with the front sight being green and the rear dots being orange. Integral to that rear sight is a small plate which actually can be removed and replaced with a red dot optic, making the weapon a lot more versatile. Towards the front, underneath the barrel area, is a railed dust cover for installing lights or lasers or combinations thereof. And between this front sight and the rail dust cover is the Keltec PMR's 4.3-inch barrel, which does a pretty good job of maximizing the efficacy of the .22 Winchester Magnum round. In testing, it was remarkably accurate and, for the most part, very reliable. But I will add one caveat. For whatever reason, Winchester's VX varmint rounds did not want to feed from this magazine. Now, I suspect the reasons being that because the round itself is overall longer than the standard round, and the polymer tips at the end were dragging on the inside of the magazine body. But with the exception of that round, everything else I put through the gun, including stuff from Aguila, Federal, and Hornady, ran completely fine. And speaking of feeding, the big star of the show on this weapon is its 30-round magazine. Sure, .22 Win Mag is not the most potent round in the world, but you've got 30 of them, so unless you're fighting Chinese hordes or, the aliens from Starship Troopers, you're probably going to be fine. So let's talk about the ergonomics over here. Now, first off, this is unmistakably a Keltec design. From the grid pattern on the grip to the exposed bolts and screws, it's a Keltec, right? As far as controls itself, it features an ambidextrous thumb safety, which can be actuated with the shooting hand. And on the left side is a slide release for faster reloads. Both these controls are easily accessible without shifting the firing hand, which is nice. And despite the fairly oblong shape of the pistol grip, it's actually pretty comfortable. It's a little weird feeling at first, but you get used to it. The one aspect of the ergonomics I was not a huge fan of is the heel release. Yeah, not great. Especially not great for quick reloads. Pretty good for reloading with retention because as you press it, you can just extract the magazine and insert a new one. But if you're trying to quickly, depress a non-existent magazine release button and whip around out like a John Wick, not so much. Now, in terms of reliability and accuracy, like I said before, the reliability was fantastic, provided you didn't use that single brand of Winchester ammunition. And in terms of accuracy, I was able to hit a small 2-inch swinging steel challenge target at 50 to 75 yards with pretty much every single shot when utilizing iron sights. And in much less scientific testing, I absolutely smoked a squirrel in my yard at about 65 yards. And can attest that .22 Win Mag is a hell of a lot more potent than .22 Long Rifle. So, overall, is the Keltec PMR-30 worth its $569 MSRP? Well, if you're going to use this thing for either like a backup pistol for varminting, or a plinking weapon, or you want something to teach a new shooter how to shoot, absolutely. If you're looking for the ultimate home defense weapon, this is not it. Sure, .22 Win Mag is nothing to scoff at, but it still lacks the ballistic efficacy of a dedicated self-defense or combat cartridge. Still, it beats the hell out of a bat, so if you got nothing else, it's still a very potent round and a very decent handgun. It'll just require a lot more accuracy and consistent hits from the shooter. Thanks, guys. For AmmoLand TV, I'm Jim Grant. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And of course, as always, I will catch you guys on the flip side.